Welcome back to Let's Play the Capo 2. Man, I've been completely drained of motivation to record for the most part lately, despite the fact that I have been recording on a daily basis. Well, it's more that I'm getting prepared for October LP, so I've done recording for Project Zero 3 now. I'm up to, I think, 12 parts, I think. And, yeah. It's kind of, the motivation just isn't there these days. I mean, there is a bit of it there. When I'm, recording, I'll be like, yeah. But when I'm not recording, I'm just like, I can't be asked. You know, I've said that many times before. Let's get on with the drama, but we couldn't play around the way we usually did. Nanaka intended to encourage Yuzu-chan to go through with the surgery. She was going to take this seriously.
Nanaka, 今日は元気ないな。どうした？
Yuzu-chan noticed that Nanaka wasn't talking much.
私は元気だよ。そうか？ならいいけど。兄ちゃん、ご飯読んで。
You know, when he was and she was taking this very seriously, it's just you know, I can't really take it all that seriously. I mean, it's the whole thing with Yoshiyuki being the densest freaking character I've ever heard of. Just kind of pretty much distracted from any seriousness. She handed me the book I'd read her before, The Cherry Blossom Princess. I guess she really liked it. Sure.
やったー。ねえ、ゆずちゃん。
I was just about to start reading when Nanaka quietly interrupted me.
ゆずちゃんの病気のことだけどね。
Yuzu-chan took her eyes off the page. Then she stared at Nanaka. She was still smiling.
ああ、ナナカも聞いたのか。
She laughed cheerfully. She didn't seem to understand how serious it was. She was just a child after all. Her actions seemed to agitate Nanaka further.
笑ってる場合じゃないよ、ゆずちゃん。手術受けないとダメだよ。
Yuzu-chan stared at Nanaka. She was surprised to see Nanaka speaking so seriously.
どうしたんだ、ナナカ。どうしたって、心配だから言ってるんでしょ。
Calm down, Nanaka. Yuzu-chan looked at me and Nanaka, unsure of what was happening.
ね、ゆずちゃん、手術頑張って受けよう。それは無理だ。無理ってどういうこと？
Yuzu-chan's smile became small and sad. Small and sad? What so... that... whatever. But her voice still sounded bright.
手術失敗するかもしれないからな。
Okay, now I see what you mean. It does have a kind of sad look to her face, but still a smile nonetheless.
それはでもこのまま放っておいた方が悪くなっちゃうよ。そんなのダメだよ。失敗したら父ちゃん一人になるからな。手術失敗したら父ちゃんは一人になる。でも手術しなければすぐには悪くならない。父ちゃんが一人にならなくてもいいように父ちゃんを支えてくれる人が出てくるまで手術は受けないんだ。
Yuzu-chan.
父ちゃん寂しがり屋なんだ。ゆずがいないと何にもできない。
She smiled sadly. Yuzu-chan. She didn't want to get the surgery because of her father.
ダメか？
No, it's not. I understand how you feel.
なあ。
Nanaka gently held Yuzu-chan's hand.
ナナカも分かってくれるか？
Nanaka, I think we should respect her opinion and let her wait.
嘘だよ。
What?
ナナカ？お父さんのためだからなんて嘘 だよ、ゆずちゃん。
Yuzu-chan was panicking.
本当は怖いだけじゃない。手術受けるのが怖いだけなんじゃない。お父さんを理由に持ってくるなんてずるいよ、ゆずちゃん。お父さんはゆずちゃんに手術を受けてほしいって願ってるんだよ。それで早く良くなってほしいって思ってるんだよ。それなのにゆずちゃんは心配してる相手の気持ちもわからないの。弱虫だよ。
Nanaka screamed at her. You know, the music just like do 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 do, and that face and the seriousness just doesn't go together. Yuzu-chan stared at Nanaka out of sheer surprise. Nanaka, what's the matter? Yuzu-chan just told us how she feels.
だからそれは嘘なの。わかるの。ゆずちゃん、本当は怖いだけなんだよ。逃げてるだけなんだよ。
Nanaka.
こんなに心配してるのにどうして分かってくれないの、ゆずちゃん。
Yuzu-chan stared dumbfounded at the angry Nanaka. Eventually, she let go of Nanaka's hand.
出てけ。
Yuzu-chan.
出てけ、出てけ、出てけ、出てけ。
Yuzu-chan's smile had completely vanished. Now that's something new right there. She started throwing her stuffed animals and books at us.
ゆず。出てけ、出てけ。ななかなんか嫌いして。出てけ。
After she chased us out, the nurse heard the commotion and tried to calm Yuzu-chan down. We were told to leave the hospital too. They asked us not to agitate her any further.
ダメだね。
Nanaka muttered under her breath.
ゆずちゃんに早く元気になってもらいたかっただけなのに。
I understand where you're coming from, but I think she's just scared. It's scary for a little girl with such a bad disease. It's natural for her to be afraid of getting major surgery. Yeah, it's very understandable. It doesn't even matter what age you are. Like, say it's like, okay, you're gonna have surgery. You're gonna have, like, your arm amputated or some shit like that. I mean, you just be like, okay, you either do that or you die kind of thing. And in that scenario, you think, well, I don't want to die, but the idea of having my arm removed is terrifying, you know? Something like that. You would be kind of... It'd be a hard decision to make for you. It's just like, logically, you should just have the surgery, have the operation done, stuff like that. But if you were in that same situation, per se, this is complete just random example here, then how would you react to that? Would you be like, oh yeah, just go without fricking just like, what if it goes wrong? So it's kind of understandable why anyone be scared of a major surgery like that.
そうだよね。冷静になって考えるとそうなんだよね。でもなんでかな。
She made a tight fist with her right hand. Again, I can understand that as well.
私嫌われちゃったかな。
Her voice was pained. For Nanaka, Yuzu-chan was more than just a dear friend. She didn't think of her as a little girl. She thought of her as an equal. You guys had a fight today, but I don't think she hates you. She's a little girl, she just needs time to figure out where you're coming from. Why don't you go back tomorrow to apologize?
そうだね。そうする。
That's the thing with friends, you can fight 1 minute, and the next, you're back to being friends. Her response was small and sad, but Nanaka is really a mysterious girl. Sometimes it really does seem like she can read minds. Maybe Yuzu-chan was so upset because Nanaka had guessed what she was really thinking. And this wasn't the only incident. So is the whole Asper comment gonna be like real then or what? There had been many times like that. Nanaka just kept staring at her fist. What is this place? Purgatory? Oh, I must be dreaming. Where am I? Someone's garden? Pretty-chan? What? Huh? Nanaka-chan, you're so pretty. Is this a male or female voice? You're such a good singer too. Mama loves you very much.
ナナカもママのこと大好き。
I'm glad to hear that. Ah, you're so adorable. Nanaka-chan is so pretty. Yes, she's like a princess. Nanaka-chan, you're so cute. So is he seen in Nanaka's dream or what? Nanaka? This dream, is this from Nanaka? Is from when Nanaka was a child? Shiragawa-san is weird. I know, she's such a little brown-noser. She's brought me a gift the other day out of nowhere. Duh, remember how everyone made fun of her last year? That's why she's trying to kiss up the people. Why did everyone make fun of her? I don't know, she's really pretty, isn't she? Maybe they were just jealous. Maybe, but she can be pretty stuck up about it too. Squeak. Shh, it's her! We didn't get voice actors.
どうしたらいいのかな。どうしたらみんなナナカを受け入れてくれるのかな。ナナカ、どうしたらみんなに気に入ってもらえるのかな。みんなの望むことがわかれば、ナナカ、もういじめられないのにな。ナナカ、可愛いって言われるの、もう嫌だな。だって、みんないじめるんだもん。
Nanaka was crying. She always wore such a bright smile, but she was crying on the inside. Well, you know, that tends to be the case a lot of times. You know, the person who smiles the most is the one that's like, I don't know. How does that one go again? I can't remember. But basically, they're the ones that hurt inside most, you know? The friendliest people are often the ones that, like, have to deal with a lot of inner crap, you know? She was so insensitive and she wanted to understand more about other people. She wanted to know what people were thinking. Honestly, I can relate. I can relate to that. I always wonder, it's like, what goes through other people's minds? Because I always think of my own mind just like, it's so weird, and yet at the same time I wonder, what do other people think? Do they think at all? It's just a weird kind of thing. It's like, because I've got nothing to compare my mind with, because nobody really goes into detail how their mind and thought process goes, so I'm just like, so what does everyone else's go like exactly? It's kind of weird.
お願いします。
The everlasting cherry tree. Wait. Is this gonna turn out that thing actually does grant wishes? Nanaka was making a wish on the tree? Did she actually believe in the legends? Stop it. This isn't right. I think she's making a mistake. That everlasting cherry tree. I don't really have a good feeling about it. Stop it, Nanaka! Well, if it's a dream of the past or whatnot, then it's kind of... You know, you can't do shit about it. What a strange dream. Why was I dreaming about Nanaka's childhood? It was so clear, too. It was just a dream.
おはよう兄さん。
Yume seemed happy as she ran up to me. Otane was behind her looking grumpy. Grumpy face! That's my face. My default face is the grumpy face. Good morning, Otane.
おはよう。
Huh? What was going on? She seemed down. What's wrong with Otane?
それがよくわかんない。 昨日からずっとあんな調子で。
She might be sick.
私もそう思ったんだけど、普通にご飯食べるし、熱もないみたい。
What happened to her? Seriously, are we gonna have like another subplot or what? Jesus Christ, this thing's all over the place. She may be having some emotional issues. Rodney. Don't push yourself too hard, okay? Alright then. I saw Nanaka walking way up ahead. She didn't come to get me this morning. I wondered if she was okay. Hey, Nanaka! She turned back as I called her name. She looked depressed again.
吉行くん。それに、乙女先輩とゆめちゃん。
There is no freaking life in the way she talked there. Good morning.
おはようございます。おはよう。
Nanaka was still glum as I walked up beside her. Still thinking about Yuzu-chan? Well, I thought that was a bit obvious. It's okay, we'll go to the hospital after school.
どっか具合でも悪いんですか？私じゃないんだ。
Her friend is in the hospital.
そうなんですか？それは早く良くなることを祈ります。
Yume seemed completely sincere, which is weird, really, because she usually doesn't seem to like her at all. Yume's comments seemed to lift Nanaka's spirits. She smiled.
ありがとう、ゆめちゃん。
But the voice is still, yeah, thanks. You know, not really filled with life like it usually
お
would
姉
be.
ちゃんも何か言ってあげてください。
Does she know something? That's the impression I'm getting, and that's the reason why she's a bit in the, like, gloomy mood. Ordine?
もう聞いてない。ごめん、ぼーっとしてた。
It looks to be the case there, doesn't it?
しっかりしてよね。
Ordine was spaced out all the way to school. I know that feeling. I tend to space out way too much, man. It's really annoying. Was she really okay? This wasn't like her at all. Now, if you saw me spacing out, you'd be like, oh, that's totally like you. Class was over. Seriously, the weird scenario is like, I remember, like, I was with my sister at one of her friends' houses one point, and just like, they were all just sitting there drinking and just like talking and all that. And I was just silently freaking staring off into the distance, kind of spaced out. But to them, I must have looked like I'm just like staring, kind of fascinated, or like, I don't know, just I was pretty much spaced out staring at the freaking fridge. So to them, they'd be like, why is he staring at the fridge? To me, I'm just like, why am I in this kitchen here? I don't remember why I bothered tagging along, and all kinds of thoughts going through my mind. And they just like, to them, I just looks like he's staring blankly at a freaking fridge. It's weird when you space out. You could be staring at the most randomest things. You could be staring at a door, and people just be like, is the door really that fascinating? No, the door isn't. I was just spaced out. I'm sorry. Nanaka and I went to Mizukoshi Hospital to see Yuzu-chan. Nanaka clung tightly to my uniform sleeve. She looked worried as she stared at the hospital. It'll be fine, Nanaka. Just say you went too far yesterday and apologize. Despite her hesitations, I managed to drag Nanaka to the hole in front of Yuzu-chan's room. I could tell how nervous she was.
Nanaka-chan to Yoshiyuki-kun.
Shin-san came out from the room. We bowed to him in greeting.
ありがとう。今日も来てくれたんだね。
はい。ゆずちゃんは？
いたって元気だよ。
We felt relieved to hear it.
でもね、
Shin-san's expression clouded over.
ゆずちゃん、何かあったんですか？
ああ、いや、そういうわけじゃなくて、ちょっと拗ねてるんだ。
え？
昨日、ななかちゃんと喧嘩しただろう。それで、ゆずのやつ、まだ機嫌が悪くてね。
Nanaka's face fell. I see.
ごめんね。そのうち機嫌治ると思うんだけど。
You know, I think most of this recording, my tone of voice, has also had like a kind of sad kind of tone to it. No life in it.
今は、なんていうか、ななかちゃんと会いたくないって。でもまあ、子供の言うことだから。
Shin-san could tell that Nanaka was shocked. He smiled as he tried to reassure her. Yuzu-chan seemed to be hurt by yesterday's incident more than we expected. It was a natural enough reaction, but Nanaka seemed like she was still in shock. Okay, we'll be back.
本当にごめんね。僕からも言い聞かせておくよ。
Shin-san gently patted Nanaka's shoulder as she stood silently still.
ななかちゃん、また遊びに来てもらえるかな。なんだかんだ言って、ゆずはななかちゃんのことが大好きなんだから。
I agreed with him too. I think she was hurt because she loved Nanaka so much. Nanaka replied with a hushed voice. Nanaka had been sighing for a while. She was getting more and more depressed, and Yuzu-chan Yuzu-chan turned us away. Nanaka, you need to get over it. You know, I remember seeing one I can't remember what it was. It's like a list of things like when it comes to anxiety or depression or both, and just like when someone says you just need to get over it, it's just like that's one of the things you should not say to someone in that situation because you don't fucking understand. Just like you don't just get over something like that, man.
私、本当にダメだな。
That's not true. Shin-san said that she's just a little upset. Remember, she's only a child.
それでも、私はゆずちゃんを傷つけちゃった。うまく立ち回ってたのに。
Doing well? I tilted my head at her strange turn of phrase. Nanaka looked at me seriously.
よしゆきくん、
Huh?
今夜は一緒にいてもいいかな。
My heart pounded. My mind drifted unconsciously to thoughts of her soft body on mine. Are you gonna do that again, man? But when I saw her gloomy expression, I realized that wasn't what she was talking about. Don't take advantage of the situation, man. I shut off the pervy part of my brain and agreed gladly. Back in my room, Nanaka pressed up against me. We sat down on the bed together. Are you cold?
うん。よしゆきくんが暖かいから。
She cuddled up close to me like a kitten. She rubbed her cheek against my shoulder and looked up at me with wounded eyes. She must be really upset. I gently stroked her head. I kept doing it until she calmed down.
今から話すこと。よしゆきくん、変だって思うかな。
Nanaka's voice trailed off as she talked, and the music stopped. I quietly shook my head. I would never think you're strange.
私ってね、すごく嫌な子供だったの。周りのみんなから、かわいいかわいいって言われてね。何もしなくても周りがやってくれたりね。私も調子に乗ってたんだと思うんだけど、とにかくちやほやされてきたの。そうやって何もしなくても世話をされることが当たり前の子供時代を過ごしてきたの。 だから、なんていうか、相手の気持ちがわからなくてね。よく言えば世間知らずで、悪く言えば嫌な子供だった。ある日、クラスの子が私の持ち物を隠すようになったの。最初は本当に意味がわからなくて、どうしてそんなことをされなきゃいけないんだろうって、すごく悔しくてね。でも、それがいじめだったんだ。後で気づいた時にはもう遅くて、クラスの女子の大半が私をいじめるようになってた。私はどんどん一人になっていった。親しかった友達もみんな気がついたらいなくなってた。いじめられるのがどうしてだかわからなかった。辛くて、怖くて、自分がどうしてこんな目に遭わなきゃいけないのか。でも答えは見つからなくて。ある日、思ったの。いじめられないようにするにはどうすればいいのか。それは、相手の考えてることがわかればいいんだって。それで、毎日お願いしたんだ。触れるだけで、その人の思っていることがわかりますようにって。
Nanaka.
すごく馬鹿げてるでしょ？そんなことできるわけないのにって。思うよね、普通。でもね、願いは叶ったんだよ。こうやって、
She held my hand.
こうやるだけでね、その人の考えてることがわかるようになったの。今、義行くん、そんなバカな。でも思い当たる節はたくさんある。
You
そう
know,
思ってるでしょ。
you know what? I can imagine if she did that to me, and like my mind like briefly drifts off from the subject, even though how serious it is, and it'd just be like something like potatoes. It's like, what? Potatoes? I was randomly as all this was going on, I just thought in my head, potatoes, like nothing else. Like, not even really thinking about potatoes. Just a word just came into my mind. Potatoes. Something silly like that. It wouldn't be like completely focused on that. It'd be drifting into randomness. You'd be like, huh? God damn, I can't understand you at all. She hit it right on the head. That's what I was just thinking. I'm surprised that you have any thought at all. Honestly, you're the densest person I've ever heard of.
鮮明じゃないんだけどね。漠然と。そうやって、相手の考えていることがわかるようになって。それからなの。うまく立ち回れるようになったのは。この人はこういうことを思ってる。考えてる。だったら、私はこうしようって。その人の喜ぶこととかを先にやっちゃうの。そうしたら、その人は私をいじめなくなった。私も、相手の考えてることが分かったから、そうやって、義行くんにも、ゆずちゃんにも対応してきたの。
Nanaka, I was shocked. It's not like I hated her for what she's done or anything, but it was kind of painful to hear. She had done it to me and to Yuzu-chan too.
ごめんね。
What about Coco?
でもそうじゃないと。私、怖くて。人が怖くて。 どうしたらいいのかわからなくなる。でもね、この能力には欠点もあった。相手の心を読みすぎて、逆に辛くなってしまうことがある。相手に触れることで、その人の醜さを知ってしまう。触れることによって、相手によからぬ期待を抱かせてしまう。相手の本心を見抜いてしまって、そのことで喧嘩してしまう。
Nanaka seemed to realize the downside of always relying on her power. Yeah, it makes sense, I suppose. But her paranoia was too great for her to simply stop using it. That sort of fear could cripple her entirely. Nanaka, I didn't know what I should tell her. How about you I mean, I know it's random and all, but why not tell her about, like, your special powers? But I understood why she had chosen to live that way for so long.
ごめんなさい。
You don't have to apologize.
吉行くんに誤解されたくないから言うけど、吉行くんとゆずちゃん、それと、ココだけだったの。私を心から大事に思ってくれて、心から私の歌を褒めてくれたのは。
Nanaka's voice was strained, reflecting the pain she felt inside. She wanted me to believe that she was telling me the truth. I nodded several times. Of course, Yuzu-chan, Coco, and I. We truly care about you from the bottom of our hearts. Nanaka nodded through her sobs.
それなのに、私。
I held her tightly. She knew that what she had done was wrong. She knew that using her power on Yuzu-chan had led to hurting her feelings. It's okay, Nanaka. Everything will be okay. I'm sure that someday Yuzu-chan will understand. Nanaka was crying in my arms like a baby. She buried her face in my chest so that I wouldn't see her crying. Her shoulders trembled. I couldn't find the right words. Don't you just hate that I have that problem so many times? I understood how both Yuzu-chan and Nanaka felt. I also felt confused, knowing that the dream I had was Nanaka's actual history. Nanaka had revealed her past to me. She told me that she could read other people's minds. I needed time to organize that information in my mind, especially since you're the densest creature ever. But for now, all I could do was comfort her. God damn the transition in the music! Why'd you do that? It just kind of ruins the moment.